Lahy lives in Lake Boga, in the heart of the Murray Darling Basin. He was a dairy farmer, has been active, long been active in supporting Australian farmers. Today we're going to talk to Chris about water buybacks and other things and what the future holds for irrigators and other stakeholders in the Murray Darling Basin Plan. First of all, Chris, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Nice and sunny where you are.
It is, yeah. The sun's just peeking through some clouds. I'm actually outside, so it's quite a nice spot to be at the moment.
You
Bit
have,
bright though.
you have a real disco effect. Well, is it like a strobe light on retard?
Yeah, maybe.
Tell me about I'm just talking here, some of the things that are happening. I just want to know the inverted commas fuel crisis. How's that holding up in your part of the woods?
Oh, look, make no mistake, it's certainly biting hard now. A lot of people have made decisions not to, take their vehicles, particularly diesels, anywhere. I'm kind of one of those as well. An extra $50, $60, $70 of a tank of diesel it's biting into the household budgets. Absolutely. I'm hearing now a lot now. People are just deciding not to go to sporting events, not to go to, to wherever they thought they wanted to go for some leisure, and that's the reality now.
It's pretty wild, isn't it? And it's not going to get any better. But we're just talking to a gentleman before, Dan Minogue, about the chaos and the infringement upon farmers' rights with the wind turbines. What you could do, and I think you should lead the way. I think you could put a windmill on your truck, and you could just chuff along. They have those, and they could drag you along. You made 3 k's an hour, but you'll get there, and you'll have the means to get there with a car with a windmill on the top. What do you think about that one?
Well, it's actually forced a few people to think about different forms of energy outside the renewables that are shoved down our throats at the moment, and the ENI West project talked about in the previous spot there. Well, that's impacting farmers not too far from where I live now, because that's where the Nicotec's going to be, at Murray, at the Murray, New South Wales river crossing there. But the farmers they are staunchly banding together, and they're up for a fight, and it's not going to be pretty for the if all this goes ahead. I think there's going to be some turmoil and tumultuous times ahead for the Victorian government.
It'd be like Mad Max. A number of Mad Maxes all on steroids.
Yeah, we might see a little bit of end time stuff, or some, some of that type of Mad Max stuff. I know, right?
I think they should get a farmer angry.
Yeah, well, that's right. Don't get a farmer angry. No, absolutely not, Mike. Or a former farmer, for that matter.
Yeah, they should.
We've got more time to rattle chains and bang pots.
I reckon you should remind them what happens at rabbiting time.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah,
anyway,
that's right.
I'm not going to go there at all. Now, for people who are not familiar with water management in the Murray-Darling Basin, water buybacks are controversial. Tell us why. For those who are saying, what's all this about a water buyback? Tell us about it.
Well, the water buybacks were part of the basin's plan to get water in a way that they can put it back into holdings for the environment. So what's been commonly happening is the state governments will, along with the federal government, will then buy allocations or entitlements and then place them into the Commonwealth allocations to be then meted out to the environment, or for the environment. So that's the nature of the buyback. So, for example, in our area, in southwest New South Wales, a very large station was purchased by the New South Wales state government. That was Yanga Station, and that had a significant allocation on it. And that went straight out of the irrigation system, and directly across the river from where I currently live in Lake Boga, there was about 45 landholders taking up a land mass of around 105,000 square hectares, and the government shut down irrigation infrastructure pretty much forced the farmers to sell the water back to the government and then close the infrastructure. So around about 45 gigalitres was obtained from that particular activity, and that's in a very similar region to where the Yanga station was purchased. It's in southwest New South Wales. That happened to be in the municipality of what was the Warcool Shire, but now it's the Murray River Shire. So that's the sort of thing that's going on, or had been going on, though the government has said that they wouldn't keep doing this. But that is how they have obtained the amounts of water for the environment through these buyback programs.
The cost to farmers of buybacks in the current environment, what are we looking at?
Well, the current environment, and I was actually speaking to some of the irrigator groups and to those who are probably closer to what's happening in the basin plan, and they're explaining to me at the moment the way that the water is now held in Commonwealth allocations to be meted out to the environment later on in the year. Now, what's happening is farmers are now faced with a situation where normally water would be available to plan their cropping activities, like they're growing rice, or they're growing fodder, or they're growing crops like that sort of thing. They now are wondering if they're even going to have any allocations. And I think from this current situation where it's a little bit dry, if no rain falls, New South Wales, particularly in the southwest and the Murray Valley and the Murrumbidgee valleys, will probably be facing zero allocations, which means farmers will not be able to, or they are considering not putting in cropping, because if you have no water, you can't do anything. And this is going to have a huge knock-on effect to local economies, to the mental well-being of farmers, of course. If you can't provide for your family, what on earth are you going to do? So these are the sorts of ramifications that are happening right now.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking, isn't it? Tell me about the water infrastructure. Now, we've read there is a tremendous amount of water that's lost in the system, sometimes up to 70% in some of the areas. Has this been tackled properly, or has it been tackled, and are we having any success?
Yeah, well, that's a good question, Mike. And I guess the simple answer is yeah, it's having making a difference. There has been a program for food bowl modernisation that's been going on for the last decade, and that's improving delivery infrastructure, particularly areas that where infrastructure is going through porous soils and you're losing water to infiltration. So they've done a lot to try and remedy that. So they call that efficiency. So part of those efficiencies, and it seems rather insensitive to farmers. If you make it an efficiency or more efficient, you'll pass it on to the farmer. But no, that's not what's happening here. When there are delivery efficiencies, it's then taken back by the government and saying, well, because we've got delivery efficiencies, well, we'll claim that as part of our savings. So, but it is working, and when you have used technology to improve anything that makes things more efficient, well, it's welcome, and I think everyone would agree, farmers too. They apply those efficiencies to their farming operations, and it works. So I was in dairying long enough to apply some efficiencies to our operations, and it does work. It does work, but I would think savings that are made through efficiency should be passed on to the irrigators.
Totally agree. If somebody wants to find out more about what you do, or have a bit of a natter, tell you a few lies, some truths, have a beer, all that sort of stuff.
Well, welcome a beer anytime. No, they can
And
they
talk
can
footy. Talk footy.
if you want to catch up for a beer, fine. Give me a call. I can give you my number. Jump onto the Citizens Party website. I'm there. My profile's there. You can see me. My name is publicly available. So yeah, you can do that. I'll give out a number if I wish.
Australia's least wanted.
I hope not.
No, we love you. We love you.
I like to be wanted.
And fantastic. Chris Lahy, thank you very much for your time. Always a pleasure. And we'll do more of these.
Thanks, Mike. No, it's a pleasure and spending time, even if it's a short time, just to keep people up to date.
I think we
You'll
need
take the opportunity against Mike. Thank you.
Information. It's gold, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. I think we all need to be told the truth, and that's. I'm hope I can be a vehicle for that.